What's good? What's good? What's happening, everybody? I hope I find everybody on this fine Thursday doing well, healthy, alive, and still kicking. It's your boy, Train the Trader. We're back at it again. I got another video for you guys. Today, I want to talk about CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike. If you're new to the market, if you're new to this channel, first and foremost, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Share this. Help me grow my channel. Help me get this good information out. So I got a video that I want to do today on CrowdStrike. Like I said, I want to break CrowdStrike down a little bit, talk about what happened with it recently, the position that I took and equity on it. And, just kind of use this as an example for maybe you can use this example as a reference on another trade for another stock. It really applies to everything, but if you follow what I'm going to do, break down the financials, go over what happened with the cybersecurity threat, talk about my position and where we stand right now. All right. So it might be a kind of a long video, but y'all stay locked in with me and learn something today. All right, let's get into it. So we got CrowdStrike. And I'm going to blow this up a little bit for you all so we can see this. So first and foremost, if you don't know anything about CrowdStrike, as you see right here, I'm on Google Finance, right over here in this About section. It's an American cybersecurity technology company based in Austin, Texas. So we love that. Shout out Austin. It provides endpoint security, threat intelligence, and cyber attack response services, blah, blah, blah. If you know about CrowdStrike, great. If you don't, they do cybersecurity. To sum it up, that's what they do. So all those hackers, people online trying to get people's identity, stealing money, all that sort of stuff, this is what they deal with, as well as commercial or business cybersecurity is really what they do. So one of the things about CrowdStrike, what happened with CrowdStrike recently, if you're not in tune with the market, then you probably missed that CrowdStrike had an outage. I believe it was around July 12th. We'll check on the charts to make sure. So they had you can't see me, but I'm doing the finger quotes, outage, and a lot of people, a lot of major businesses were affected by that. Delta was one. I think Delta ended up losing I want to say like $50 million in a day because of the outage. Microsoft was affected by it. A lot of people were affected by it. It was not a good move. Now, I put air quotes because they say it was an outage, but I honestly think maybe they got hacked. I don't know that for sure, but maybe the hacker protectors got hacked and something happened and they had to clean it up. As a cybersecurity company, you definitely can't tell the world that you got hacked. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really, if that is what happened, you can't tell the truth because you're out of business if you are getting hacked as a cybersecurity defender, especially because you have relationships with major companies. So they had to just go with outage and clean it up, get it cleaned up real quick. And let's just say the market didn't like it. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So as you can see by some of these headlines here, the worst may be over for CrowdStrike. It's time to buy. Jim Cramer's holdings, strong sales. So behind all the behind all the bad news that came with this crash or outage, the company is still doing really well. How do I know that? Well, let's go into some financials. we're on Google Finance here, and I'm going to go to the quarterly since it's more relevant to when this happened. But you can see quarterly, the revenues are up from last quarter to this quarter, up 31% as I cover it. Excuse me, 31% to the good in revenue. Net income up 454%. Net profit margins up 320%. Earnings per share up 40%. Cash flow, y'all know I love me some free cash flow. Free cash flow is up 36% at 317.55 million in free cash. So, we know just based off of this information, and even if we went annually, we can still see that these things are increasing. Revenues up, operating expenses good, net income's up, net profit margins up still, free cash flows up 37. The company is doing pretty great on paper. So without this mishap, all things look to be a go when it comes to CrowdStrike. And me personally, I have been eyeing CrowdStrike as a long-term equity buy for maybe a year now. And I couldn't buy it previously because it was just too high. It was doing too well. And we know as traders and investors, we do not buy at all-time highs if you're expecting returns. That's not what you do. So we've got the data. We've got the finances. We got that they had some bad news. Let's go to the charts real quick. So this is CrowdStrike, and we are on a daily chart right now. It's actually a 2-year daily that we're on right now. So each one of these candles is a day. And what you're going to notice here is right on this day, and I said July 12th, I was off by a few days. It was July 18th. This is the day that the news popped and came out and the outage happened. And you can see what happened from there. We have a huge gap right here in the charts. What does this gap mean? That gap means that they got bad news and the people in the market absolutely, whether it was from fear or they lost confidence in the company, they were unsure about the outage, whatever it was, they knew it was not time to buy because that's normally when stocks get big hits to them when bad news comes out. So we have a catalyst. Bad news, the outage. It drops. Lots of major corporations are, I don't want to say they're panicking, but they're upset. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They lost a lot of money. Delta was even trying to sue CrowdStrike for the outage and how much money they lost in that day. It was all bad. But what does that mean to us as investors? To me, this was a alarm going off. This was a green light special to me because I knew the stock was going to take a hit, and it was just a matter of how bad a hit it was going to take. But to me, that gave me an opportunity to look to buy. To look to buy. See, that's when we want to buy. Bad news comes out on a good company, that means buying opportunity. So that's exactly what I did, folks. We got the gap down and I started watching it like a hawk. So I actually got my equity, long-term equity. If you don't know what equity is, that's just another way of saying shares of a stock. Equity is like ownership. So I bought my shares right around here at this dip. Now, was I early? Yep, I was a little bit early. And I actually ended up adding a little bit more, probably right around here. Now, some people might be saying, why would you do that if they just had bad news and you see it's going down? Well, to answer that question, I have faith in this business. I understand the importance of cybersecurity. Ladies and gentlemen, without companies like CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, whoever else is in cybersecurity, one, our information kind of is already out there, but it would be much, much worse. People would be able to get away with a lot with your identity and your money without cybersecurity. Our livelihood as citizens in this country would be at stake because people would have access to information from these major companies that could really cripple us as people and us as a country. So, this is my defense play in my portfolio. This is just like when I had Lockheed Martin. I had Lockheed Martin because it was a defense play. They create ammunition, rockets, things like that to support the military and the weapons and artilleries that actually protect this country. Well, this is the same thing, but on the computer side. And cybersecurity is in a place where it is going to explode because we're more and more active online, data's in the cloud, things like that. So these companies, Palo Alto and CrowdStrike, are my two favorite. I just went with Crowd. I just liked it a little bit better. You know, but pick or choose, they're both great companies. So for me, when this come down and I saw this drop, this was green light, like I said. And it's not about timing the bottom. If I had more dry powder on the sideline, absolutely, I would have been adding when it bottomed out here. So since we had come into this situation, it dropped and it was dropping prior to earnings, which has happened right here on August 28th. So from the news of the outage, the full drop all the way down to $200 from $398, that is a significant drop in a good company. So this is what Warren Buffett would describe as getting a good company at a discounted rate. This is how you make money in the market. You buy great companies when it's really bloody in the streets. Period. It is as simple as that. So the news was my indicator. Now I put on my technical hat and I go to the charts and figure out what is a good price point or an area that I should be looking to buy. And this is why I bought in this area, because it was right in this range where it exploded from back here December of 2023, so the end of the year. At the beginning of the year it exploded and went up to all-time highs. So this is what I'm holding for. I'm holding for this move down, this recovery, as we already started to get. Earnings hit. They beat again on earnings, got a little bit of a pop, and then the market in general is kind of pulling back, so we're seeing some relief. And again, my antennas are up. My antennas are up because I want to buy more equity if we get down in this zone or a little lower. It's only going to add to my value and my shares and my equity long term by just continuing to buy every time we get dips. That's how I've gotten my account from 500 to 23,000. That's how I maintain a 41% return this year in the market. I buy my quality companies when they get dips. Anything really over 15%, 10, 12, 15. If it's 20, now we're in correction mode. We're in bear territory. If we get 20%, those are all great times to buy. Any other time, you're just sitting on the sideline and letting it accrue value, as assets do. All right. So the real is the real. What happened was people got scared, and when people get scared and they get fearful, especially when people are losing money, to me as an investor, that is a sign that I need to be looking to purchase. Get your dry powder ready. Find a price point that you're comfortable with, that you think is valuable or a good discount, and pull the trigger. Don't hesitate. Don't second guess it. Don't try to time the bottom. Pick your price point. If it hits it, have the order there already. So when it hits it, it just gets filled. You're in the game. You're now an equity or a share or a part owner of CrowdStrike in this case. Does that make sense to y'all? I went through that kind of quick. I said a lot. But it's really important. Really important. Run it back if you need to. Remember, like and subscribe this, folks. Like and subscribe. Help your boy grow this and get this information out. People need to hear this. Don't let the news and what you hear on TV panic you out of making money in the market. If you're new to this game and you don't understand, go through some of my other videos where I break down the basics. This is too easy to win. It's too easy to allow yourself to not get money out of the market. All these companies make tons and tons and tons and tons of money. We purchase a lot of things from companies that we've never even thought about being part owners of. Think about that. How many things do you use on a regular basis that have companies listed on the stock market that you can own and they actually pay you dividends while you're using those products because you love them? Why do you continue to buy the same products over and over again? Because you're comfortable with it, you like them, you like what they stand for, whatever it may be. Well, buy some shares and own the company. You don't have to run it, but you can make money off of it. And that's the real. See, this is why I feel like this is so important. I'm getting a little bit on my soapbox here, but this is why I feel like it's so important for people to understand what's going on in the market. Understand what companies are doing, understand how you can turn a small amount of money into a large lump sum of money, whether it be for a car loan, whether it be for a house down payment, whether it's like retirement, whatever your goal may be. Maybe you're tired of working your 9 to 5 and you're looking for another way to build money, but you don't have the time to work 2 and 3 jobs to make enough money to save. That's a lot of people. That's myself. That's myself. I'm included in that. And I found another way. I understand the power of the stock market. I understand the power of the stock market and how that can change not only individuals' lives, your family, your spouses, your generation, your whole family line can benefit from what you learn and apply today. It's not too late. It's not too difficult. You just have to get started. You just have to get started. Look at this 5-year return on CrowdStrike. So if you invested and you bought one share of CrowdStrike in 2020 at $51 and it is currently at $256, you didn't do anything to work for that in that time period. Nothing. That's the power of the market. That's why Warren Buffett can sell some $1 billion worth of shares and it not even affect him. It's not candy money, but it's money that he didn't even work for. It's money that he gained by the knowledge he had of the company. Apple, Microsoft, Berkshire Hathaway, the insurance, how he founded that, from turn that to a textile company into what it is today. Like it's insane. Shout out to Warren Buffett. I'm reading his book, The 7 Habits of Warren Buffett. 7 Habits for Success by Warren Buffett. And it's a great book. Easy read. So check that out too. Hope you guys got something from this today. I kind of rambled. Wasn't a whole lot going on, but what I had to say is really important. And I hope you can apply this to some other stocks. You know? Use what you have learned. If you haven't learned anything, it's time to get involved. Like and subscribe. Watch some of my videos. Learn something. Get in the game. Start making your money work for you. I say this all the time. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure that every time you get a paycheck, you pay yourself first. Pay your business, your entity first before you start paying other businesses, other entities, other people your hard-earned money. Put your money to work for you. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe. Share this. Get it out. Help me grow this channel. It's your boy, Train the Trader. I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.